Okay, second consecutive video, right? 2019, 22nd March, evening time. This is a Gucci belt. I mean, excuse me, Gucci tie. Yeah, the red and green. It is a 3D box. Yeah, to remind me about 3D graphics. So next topic is that the innovation and reinvention differences. The reinvention is the Newton laws and the ozone layer. So beneath the ozone layer, having the gravity laws, that it is very much important to design things and relate it to gravity in the court of laws and licensing your copyrights. But hey, seriously, good luck. The whole world and some of the most widespread products, other than the flags, or once again the Coca-Cola, McDonald's, the chocolate, Johnson and Johnson, Listerine, Colgate, and plenty more. The Boeing airplanes and many of the items that I list, the stationery and things, the spotlight, Vidal Sassoon hairstyle, the what do you call this? The quartz, QUARTZ, the quartz, and all these are probably might be edited out after some meetings with the Chinese Chamber of Commerce. No names. They have a few branches. And I emphasize I'm Oriental Chinese passport. Alright, seriously. So next topic is that I had the occasions that I think for this accountancy annual that people might want to sign up for two entertainment platformed real estate developers. Should I show the logo? So one is the EEG, the other one is the Maya, and there's one more, the C Star. Yeah. So I am very open to the fact that I think that children growing up, they have the given activity zone, and not knowing if I might want to platform on movies and films. I think that realty development is based on some kind of wisdom, and wisdom to me is usually on database and stories and digital communication storage. It might be in movies, and people spend quality time with movies and films. So within Hong Kong and within some of the Chinese community overseas that understand Mandarin, 普通话, Cantonese. Cantonese is not hard to understand, but it is hard to enunciate because of the syllables and the pronunciation and enunciation keys. So for example, in Mandarin and 普通话, there is approximately 8. So 波坡摸佛, and then ma, 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 and then it goes to up to approximately uh, 8 âm标, and in English might be pitch. Yeah, pitch. So as long as they don't tap into my database and whatever's online, and then they write their own report, and I even tell them, here are the templates differences, and with me, I'm just kind of, the wandering mind at age 39, but I can be instantaneously a administrator, but I'm so not satisfied with only over 1,000 categories. I envision that there can be so many more that are, speeches of hours and hours of time, so we don't know yet. And then in Hong Kong, the laws are different from Shenzhen and inner cities in China. And people say, do I ever get in trouble for mentioning names or name calling and things? Yeah, sometimes. So that's why it's just give me a moment. Let me figure something out to balance any reputational effect or harm. Yeah. So yeah. So it's good that there's a lot more to balance and consider, and there's a way in Chinese that says kung fu. Once you get to a certain level, you know all the other opponents' approximate speed and tactics and striking, then it is a thorough understanding of the kung fu spectrum of studies. Yeah. And I think that within some time, I think that the whole one building, people share equipment kind of ways can be improved. It would be more neat. It would be more a storage of these light industrial productions, and everything can be fixed. And if it doesn't fix, one phone call, fax, it can go back and forth. Hopefully that was the reason why there might be platforms for people to share their linguistics, and emotions, of course. But sometimes it's good to accumulate and just say maybe, and the profit spreading and the potentials, or list how the units are scoring, or simply he is okay, but he reads slow or he reads fast. Yeah. And then there are the proposals back and forth. Yeah. And then the inner China is definitely a place to storage assorted, organized overstocks sometimes, and the products that I see are household appliances, tea bottles, water bottles. I found that the storage for lamps, lighting, and chandelier kind of products, and guess what? Within 1, 2, 3 months, there were buildings just booming in here in Hong Kong and Asia. See, that's why they kind of nickname me Snoopy sometimes. I was on a tour. I was supposed to get massages and get my nails done, and then watch some platform shows. And then they asked me if I wanted a back rub. I said no, thanks. I don't want to, get a back rub. Like, or, it's just kind of, I asked, was it a man or women? So I went out and went to the wet market. Yeah, let's see if they have bananas and apples, how fresh they are. And then from the bananas, how fresh they are, that's how fast the turnover rate for incoming food and things. And given the fact that I am, kind of a big guy, consider, so I'm very chill and relaxed, mellow. So I found the lighting, and I said how much, because at the given location, it was much lower living standard ratings than Hong Kong. So that's what I found. Next story that might be interesting. Some of the products that for China, other than water pots and things, to just space that can be for children running around. If you wonder where many Hong Kong people might be, I think they went back to inner China to give birth to children. And I previously thought that is kind of a cutting corner kind of way, because everybody walks according to the broad walks and pedestrian walk, and then you might get to the destination, and then if you only go on the side and just give birth and have children and send them to private school by the social movement and educational movement, isn't that cheating? And then it might not be, because it's a philosophy of national leaders, previous offices. So it's okay, because that's the simplicity and respectabilities that you don't need to be the best in class, you don't need to be the best in schools, you don't need to drive the fastest or the nicest car or the flashiest cars or wear the best neckties. As long as you don't hurt people and you don't yap at people and things, or you write a letter, or maybe you can just wear a tie, like, hey, this is Gucci tie, I'm a big grown up now, and that kind of gestures. So that's one of the reason why maybe that the friends that you argue with decided to leave with the lady and live a more simple life for a few years. Yeah. Or they might be servicing other branches of offices. So that's another topic. Because when I went back to inner China city one time, I play a Nintendo game, and I was really quick at that. And I seen that there were children. The whole railway station full of flat nose. Yeah. And I said, ouch. Are they gonna say these children are from my leasing contract? Yeah, so I had to make a police report. I said, hey, somebody go tap back into the train station recording or the boat station. The boat station, excuse me, ferry station. Those are not my children. It was my first time going to inner China and rent and to look at the computing shopping arcade and all that. And those are not my children. And so fortunately, luckily, that none of the children were blamed or credited to my personal procreational findings. And at 39 and 40-year-old, I pride myself that I had waited this long before I ever, excuse this really blunt word, ever impregnate a lady without a vow. Because I grew up watching television and having a mental picture that there needs to be a ideology and upkeep it. And one is, parental guidance, and something I did not always have. But I always had TV to smooth my experiences or imperfections or ambitions. And then the whole getting classmates kind of irritated that I go and always buy the most perfect imagery self collections and things. It's open for reference. I even tell them where the store is, but it's the step after you go inside the store. Do you say hi to the clerk, or do you show them the paper? This is what I need. I came here for this shopping list. So that's the differences. Why some people walk out of the store with a whole full set, and some people are it's kind of racial or some kind of a discrimination. No, it's not. Even shopping has steps. So usually I have a shopping list, and I tell the clerk, this is my shopping list. That's all. Or sometimes there are phone calls that you can make, and you can ask the clerk, I have a shopping list, and I need this, and I want to schedule an appointment. May I schedule an appointment? What time does your store close today? Or what time does your store open today? Is there a lunch interval or lunch break? So that's all. And excuse the tie. You can always the tie, but I have to support some of the more pricey designer clothing, because I believe in international trading and designer firms and designer houses for these kind of products. Is there anything else I shall, cover the anxiety or your questions today? What do I think about Beijing leaders? I think it is a utmost respect and try not to interfere or give any speeches because they have to, upkeep the sleeping pattern, and then first thing they wake up, they have to upkeep their all the vocabulary of national governance. So, to me, it's kind of small trading. I just want a Gucci tie. Yeah. And I think it is okay. I think that once I get my identity controlled and invest